We're live.
Yay.
Yeah, we're live. Okay. Hi, everybody. We're live. Probably no one's watching yet, but that's okay. We're going to, well, I'm not going to introduce anything yet because no one's watching. So we'll just kind of hang out for a minute. Do you see the view count in the corner or is it too tiny?
It says live. That's all I can see. I can't see really anything else.
There's a little gray box next to it. Do you see that?
No, it's way too tiny. And these are my really expensive new glasses, and they're not. And they even have the progressive. Still can't see. So
yeah, it's
too little.
Yeah, that's what. Well, your phone's how big? This big, right?
On my computer, I probably would be much better. So
it's not like you have a Max, like one of those big ones.
No, not yet. Anyways.
Well, I can't see you getting one of those big ones and lugging that around.
No, I barely like this one.
Right. So how was your food the rest of the day today? Since we're going to be talking.
I had salmon, despite our conversation.
I won't say anything on here about that.
Risotto, which was very good, and then I had cottage cheese with avocado and a little mayonnaise, and then I had peanut butter and apple for a snack.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, I had cashews, a handful of cashews earlier too, and that's it today.
Well, that was a hell of a lot better than you were telling me you were doing a couple days ago.
Yes, it was better, and I still could have dinner later, so because I only had
just cheese.
I haven't had cheese, but I can have dinner later. I will have some cheese because I have it set out to have later.
What kind of cheese?
Well, it's cheddar cheese.
Well, everybody has the cheeses they like.
Cheddar.
Specific.
Oh, you know what? I lied. I had some. It's not brie. It's the Laughing Cow.
Yeah.
That Laughing Cow on these really great crackers that Trader Joe's has that have like blueberry and flaxseed, and they're really great crackers.
Yeah, sounds good.
2 of those Laughing Cows on 6 crackers.
That sounds good. Nice and simple.
Yeah. Have steak and steak later for dinner. Before,
I thought you were gonna have the crackers and cheese with the steak. That's why you were talking.
No,
that would be interesting. Crackers, steak, crackers, cheese, and eggs. See, I want to say eggs because they go with steak, and that crackers and cheese just don't go with steak.
They do not, which is why I had steak.
All right, we're just gonna start. We have someone watching, but we're gonna start anyway. I don't want to wait. People will just hop in. They could always watch the replay later. I'm gonna put the replay up on YouTube and Rumble and all that stuff, so
perfect.
People can see it. So, I don't know if you know or don't. I'm a personal trainer and nutrition coach, and I work with Kim here. This is my channel, and if you're a follower, I appreciate it, and if not, welcome. Now, Kim, I've been working with you how long now? I always forget.
January.
It was the beginning of the year?
Yeah, because I got the contest in December and then started.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So that's about 9.5 months.
Yep.
Right? With some breaks here and there because you've traveled a little bit and you've been busy and stuff, but nothing more than a couple days or to a week at most.
Right.
Now, why don't you go and tell everybody a little bit about, like, I was going to say talk about why you came to me, but I think you should start earlier than that.
Right. Much earlier.
So why don't we start with this person right here?
Kim. Yes. That was Kim at almost 291.
Wow.
Yeah. And my son was 2 at the time. So he just turned 21. So yeah, 18 years ago, that's what I look like. Really sick, really unhealthy, in and out of the hospital, had breathing trouble, high blood pressure, obviously. No energy. It was awful. And then shortly after that, I had lap band surgery and I lost 75 pounds and kept it off for.
How quick did you lose it?
It was off in maybe 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
over 10 pounds a month then you were losing.
It was pretty quick. And they just, with the lap band, they just keep injecting it with saline to make the band tighter and tighter.
Right.
So it worked. And I was obviously younger and chasing, my son around and doing that. And it worked very well. And I was very happy until 4 years, just about 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I started having massive heartburn. It would wake me up at night. I would eat and I would throw up, and it was awful. And I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't know what was going on. I bought a special bed that would keep my head up so I could sleep, and nothing helped. And I kept getting sicker and sicker, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. So they said, we need to do an upper GI and check everything. And when they went in, they found out that the lap band had been slipping from all of the all of the throwing up and all the acid reflux and everything, and it tore a hole in my esophagus.
Oh.
So I was leaking bile and things into my body, which was what was making me sick. And so while I was under, they told me that they shot epinephrine into the hole that was in my esophagus. And they had to do 3 rounds of it in order to heal. And then they brought me out, and I was like, what happened? I didn't know. I didn't realize how long I had been under, because it was just supposed to be a scope. And when I woke up, I was laying on a sheet that had blood all over it. And I was like, what the heck happened? And then they told me what.
Gosh.
And said that I literally had to go on complete liquids for 6 months while it healed.
Well, that's a way to lose weight too.
Yeah. So it was pretty bad. I couldn't eat anything. Literally protein shakes and mashed potatoes, instant mashed potatoes, no less. Yeah. They wanted to assure that I didn't throw up anything. And they put me on some pretty heavy duty acid reflux stuff. And then they told me we needed to figure out what to do, but that the lap band had to come out. But they couldn't operate until the esophagus had healed. So we waited 4 more months after that. And then they took the lap band out, had to heal from that. And then they told me, I gained, and almost immediately I gained 75 pounds in a very short amount of time. And then that's when they told me that my pancreas wasn't creating enough enzymes to digest food, and that they said I had EPI, and that I probably had it the entire time, but because I ate so little, it didn't matter.
Right.
They took the lap band out, and I could eat anything. They said that's what happened, that my body couldn't get rid of the food, so I just ballooned, and it just got worse, and I felt worse. And I didn't know what to do. They put me on some pretty heavy, very expensive synthetic enzymes.
Yeah.
And then they told me that their idea to help me was to go back to eating very little. And they suggested that I do gastric bypass. And obviously a benefit of that is losing a bunch of weight.
But initially that was to help you. It wasn't.
It was initially to fix the problem that was created by removing the lap band.
Right.
So yes. So we agreed to do that. It took a while to jump through all the hoops for insurance. And we did that. And in about 9 months is when I lost the 147 pounds.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously during that time I was eating very, very, very little.
Yeah.
They allowed me to get back onto some soft foods, and then, we had to take it very little. And with the gastric bypass, you're very restricted for 2 months, and then 4 months, and then 6 months.
Right.
So, little tiny amounts of food, which was great for my system, and I lost weight. And then it wasn't until Christmas time this last year that I went home and saw the whole family, and I had lost, 147 pounds, and they're like, oh my God, you look great, but you look sick.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? I feel great. But the truth was I really didn't feel great. I was exhausted. I had no energy, and I was anemic basically all the time. And that was right about the time, came to see.
You mean you were?
Yep.
Anemic.
I was severely anemic. Yes. And I just couldn't, yeah, I'm like, I did all of this for what? Because I almost felt worse. So
Yeah.
so with you, yeah, we did some different things, and you told me they also, the bariatric surgeon after a year said, hey, you need to gain muscle. But he didn't tell me how. He just said muscle.
Just do it, Kim. Come on. It's easy.
You
Just
know,
do it.
that join the gym. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, I came to you that January right after that, basically. And told you
And I knew right away. We got to do something.
yes, because it didn't matter. Even though I was working out, I was actually getting a little thinner. And so then my face started to sink in, and my neck bone stuck out. And it wasn't until people who I truly love and love me told me, hey, you don't look great. And I was like, what do you mean? I love it. I should look fabulous, but that isn't the case. I looked sick. So yeah, I gained that first 10 pounds. I thought I was going to die. I was so scared after doing all that work.
Yeah.
Tried to put on weight, and you and I had many conversations about how upsetting it was for me. And I went from obsessing with food to never thinking about food because I didn't want to be obsessed because I was scared. And then you said food's not the enemy. And if you want to gain muscle, you have got to eat some more food.
You have to. Now, wait, I didn't want to interrupt you, but you had a comment come up.
Oh, yes.
And I just want to read it because I think it's important. It just says, Kim, you are amazing.
Oh, thanks.
And that's from Martha. She's yes.
Thanks, Martha.
So I mean, that's because a lot of people, they do the gastric bypass and stuff just for the weight loss. You were kind of forced into it, which is a different kind of scenario. Not that you weren't trying to lose weight and you didn't have the lap band before that, but you were kind of forced into the situation you are now.
Yeah, it was a pretty desperate situation because they said you need to get the weight off, and we don't know what else to do with you, but we think this will help. And I was like, hey, okay, because I wanted to. So they, and it was a little scary. I mean, it's kind of a big thing whenever someone says, oh, you took the easy way out. They really have no idea.
No, they don't. They really don't have any idea.
That. So
They don't.
And hard to adjust to, and yes, the benefits were wonderful and I'm very happy with them, but it took a long time to get there. It didn't just
right. Takes work and the C word.
Commitment.
Oh, well, there's another C word.
Oh, darn.
It's commitment. That is true, but consistency.
Yeah.
That's the big one, is the consistency.
Yes, the consistency.
Now, having less calories was very helpful to lose weight. Absolutely. Not so helpful when you need nutrients in your body.
Yeah.
And that's where you were having a big problem at that point.
Yeah. It was affecting everything. It was affecting my mental, being able to remember. Now, granted, I still have trouble with that sometimes, but that's
But that's because you're pulled in 300 directions, my friend. That's different.
True. And then, it fell out in clumps. And then I had to cut it short because I was so scared that it wasn't gonna stop falling out. And then my skin, and I call it the death skin.
Oh my goodness.
I know, but that's what I called it. It was really like crepey. No elasticity, and no matter how much lotion I put on, it just looked like the desert, like dry, and I call it the death skin.
Yeah.
I didn't know what else to do. I mean, you and I talked about it. I was freaking out about it. Lotions didn't help until I got the now I'm going to forget what it's called. The tallow.
Beef tallow.
The beef tallow. And I was putting it on my arms, and I noticed my arms and my elbows, and I was like, oh, wow. Okay, I need to start putting it other places. So I was putting it on my knees and my thighs, and it really did make a difference.
You know what it is, Kim, right? You know what you're rubbing on your skin?
Fat.
Yeah. The thing that everybody thinks is bad for them.
Yeah, it's fat from it's not the collagens, and it's not the paraffins and all that stuff. It's just fat from an animal, and my
Right.
skin it. But what it really liked more than anything was taking these fish oil, taking
Yeah. Your
that
omega-3s. Yeah.
has changed, game changer.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the calories is what helped my hair. My hair has stopped falling out. Now it's just the normal that everybody loses.
Yeah.
It's actually growing, which is quite funny. For 5 years, my hair is actually growing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Give me some of your magic.
Yeah, right.
I like some of that, please.
Sure.
Am I missing something somewhere? I thought I knew these things.
Ed.
Oh man. So again, with less weight, and again, when you can't digest, it wasn't like you could eat a ton of meat even for a while, because meat is hard to digest.
Very.
For some people it's easy. Like, I don't really have a problem with meat, but everybody's different. We're outbred, so everybody's a little different. Some people I can't do vegetables, and we'll get into that maybe a little bit later, but I don't really do vegetables.
Right.
My body doesn't like them. Plus, I don't like the oxalates in them and all that stuff. So I'll have them once in a while cooked. I don't eat raw. I don't like it. I don't eat lettuce, any of that stuff. But some people do better with it, and they can't digest meat that well, and that's fine too.
Right.
You got to find the thing that works for you. But what we all need is nutrients. So it doesn't matter where you get it, as long as you get it, right?
Right.
So that is the biggest thing, and that's helped you the most, even more than the extra calories, I think, has been getting the nutrients you need.
The nutrients, yes. And a really good vitamin helped. And then taking the beef the organ,
Yeah.
the tablet, that really, being anemic and constantly being anemic. And even this last time, 4 months ago going in, and she said, "Oh, you're still so anemic. We're going to have to do iron infusions." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, nope. Hold please. Cause I'm not going to do that. Let me talk to my trainer about
I got a guy. I'm going to talk to him.
Well, don't wait too long. And I'm like, "Oh, don't worry. I'll see him tomorrow." So, and then you told me to look at the organ pills, and
and eat steak.
He did tell me to eat steak. And as you know, that was very difficult for me in the beginning. And I had to take the enzymes. I do still have to take them, not as many when I eat beef, but it's a lot less difficult to eat now. And now I crave beef. But my body goes through stages. I'll eat it a lot, and then I'm like, nope, can't eat it anymore. So then I have to take a break. And you and I have talked about eggs. So eggs kind of became the thing for a while.
Right.
So, but that is what it is. My body goes through these weird, okay, can't do that anymore. That's not working. So let's try this. And that's been working. So, but the organ meat pills has been amazing. I went back to the doctor 60 days later, and she said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because your iron's off the chart." So,
I'm so happy to hear that. That was so awesome.
I was very, very excited about that, because I'm not doing iron infusions.
No. Well, I don't know why people do any kind of infusions. It's called food. I mean, there are some people who may have a genetic disorder that they don't process something right. Their body doesn't make something. There's cases of that. But outside of that, you get everything from food, from sunlight, which I need more of. I'll admit it. But I don't go out to work. I work from home. So it's a little harder for me. And I don't like the heat. And I live in the desert. So it's not the best combo.
Exactly.
For going outside. But sunlight, good nutrition, and move. More and more stuff I'm seeing, it's talking more about I saw this one guy, and again, take it for a grain of salt. This guy is a doctor of something. I'm one to believe all doctors. I'd like to take something away from all doctors and make my own educated decision on things. Mm-hmm. I don't think this doctor's better than this doctor just based off of what they say. I maybe they're bad for other reasons, but I'm not going to base it off what they say. And I'm going to take it all in and make my own decision on it. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I've lost where I originally was going with that.
Well, I cannot help you with that. I'm not.
This will happen. I know. I'm going to be 51 in less than a month. I know that's young to other people that may be on here, but it's still old. Over 50 is old. Hey, I'm only a couple years away from getting senior discount, which I can't wait for.
Well,
I will be taking advantage of that as much as possible. Most people are like, I don't want to say I'm old. I'll be like, I'm 55. I don't care. I'm old.
I'm old. Give me the.
But I won't look it. I won't look it.
Exactly. Yes.
That's the key. But more and more people, I knew I'd come back around to what I was talking about. The biggest factor for being healthy and longevity is muscle and movement. Like this one guy was talking about how the guy that smokes a pack of cigarettes, drinks alcohol, but he exercises, moves, and does that stuff, is better off than the person that doesn't do those things but doesn't move and exercise.
Right.
So and I'm not saying to try that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's something to be said about having muscle and moving.
Yes.
That makes your body know that I don't want to die.
Right.
Like, and I'm not saying that's scientific. Like, what I'm saying is, I think the more you sit around, the more things go to shit. The quicker you age, the worse you feel, the quicker you die.
Yeah. I mean, that's life.
Yeah. But I think the ones that keep moving, like, why do people in Europe, they work until they're like 90? It's because they don't stop. They just, whether they're working at a job or they're out doing stuff all the time.
Right.
They're constantly moving and they're out in the sun, and the food is better in Europe. It's real.
Yes.
And you put all of that together, that's why they're living to 90. It's not because they've got their 17 checkups this year.
Right.
That's not why they're living to be 100.
No.
Not at all. Matter of fact, some of them drink soda, eat crap, smoke cigarettes, and they live to be 90. Why is that? They're superheroes?
Because they move. Europe has some of the have you ever heard of the blue zones?
Yes.
Yes. So Europe and those cities over there have the most blue zones because communities check on each other. They get together, like you said, they move, they eat real food. They're doing things all of the time. And
yes,
those blue zones where people are living into their hundreds.
Yeah. And none of them are here.
Supposedly, I've heard that Scottsdale is trying to become the next blue zone, but
okay. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Yeah, that'll work real good with all the bars and all the partying people do in Scottsdale. Yeah. You know what? Let's start a bet. I'm going to bet against it. I'll bet my house. How's that? I'll have all the confidence in the world I'm going to win.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
You know what? And Gilbert's trying to be the cheapest town in Arizona. That's a bunch of bullshit too.
That's not.
No. And again, watch yourself, my friend, because Mace is coming up. They're like, oh, look at Gilbert. Look at what they're doing.
No. I feel like the town that we're on the border of the up and coming city, and now we want to be like them. No. Don't.
Okay. Wait, let's not make this political. Let's go. Let's go back to the body. I will slip down that slope too easily.
Apparently, I was going with you. So,
all right. I'm gonna give a quick my journey.
Yes.
Real quick. I'll bring up my picture now. I'm sorry how blurry the heavy picture is. It's actually a still frame from a video of my 21st birthday when and you can see it's dated because nobody dresses like that anymore. But if you went to the gym in the late 80s, early 90s, that was big.
Okay.
So I was now this was by no means the only time I was heavy. My journey of being heavy started as a kid.
Yeah.
So I was a very skinny toddler and infant, right? Soon as I hit about probably 5th grade is when I started gaining weight. I don't know why. Probably because of crap happening at home. I probably sensed it as a kid. I'm trying to think back because I don't remember too much.
Right.
When like, because right around when I was 13, that's when my parents got divorced. When I was 13, so I'm trying to remember. It wasn't good before that, but I was heavy before 13, so it's hard for me to remember exactly when it happened. But when I hit 8th grade and I knew I was going to high school, I said, I got to lose weight because I ain't getting made fun of in high school. Like, I'm not going to go. It's a new school. It's a new start. I got to lose weight. So I wasn't going to the gym or anything. I had some weights like most people do. I had some weights in my basement. Remember those old weights that had like a plastic coating and they felt like there were hard rocks in the center?
Yes.
We had them with that little bar. We had that downstairs. So I would go down and I would just do whatever. I really didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I tried. But the bad thing I did was I only ate one meal a day.
Oh.
And it was a regular meal. It wasn't like I ate a big meal to make up for my whole day, which is fine. You could eat one meal a day. If you're getting the calories and your body can handle it, that's fine. That's not for everyone, but some people do better with 9 meals a day. I can't do 9 meals a day, even small ones. So again, that just goes to show you how everybody's different.
Yeah.
But so I basically lost. I was probably around 200. I probably got down to 160 or something. I probably lost 50 pounds over the summer. But I starved myself, so I lost muscle too. It wasn't like I was in good shape. The scale said I was okay.
Yeah.
And you know how important that person is, the scale. So I was fine. So when I was 13, my cousin was a big time gym person. He would go to this gym in Hawthorne, New Jersey. I don't know if anybody knows New Jersey, but that's kind of where I went to school. I grew up in Patterson, Hawthorne area of New Jersey. And this gym was in Hawthorne, so I would work after school. The high school, I'd take the bus. I'd get off. I'd go work because I was able to get working papers at 13 to go wash trucks where my dad used to work at a winery. So he used to work at a warehouse that sold liquor, basically. As long as I didn't touch the liquor, I could go wash the trucks and like do stuff like that. So I'd go work there, and then my cousin would pick me up, and we'd go to the gym for another 2 hours. Like, I can't imagine having that much energy now. That's crazy to me. But like, I would go to school all day, work, go to the gym, and I'd be fine. So there I started learning about like gaining muscle and how to move. And he knew everybody in the gym. So I would go, and I felt so comfortable because I was Tom's cousin. So I was like, I was set. So I met like Mr. Universe, Mr. New Jersey. I met like all these bodybuilders, and we would work out with them sometimes, and it would kick my ass. Like, you work out with these bodybuilders, like, it's insanity.
Wow.
But that's how I learned a lot of stuff, and that's how I learned working out, and that's what I loved at first, was like the bodybuilder workout, which is a lot of reps, not super heavy, but a lot of reps and a lot of burning and hurting, so the muscle will grow. So that's how I trained for so many years. But I did that for years, and I had so much fun there. I would never take it back for a million years. They used to bust me and call me. They used to beat me up. Like, these big guys would tackle me to the ground and punch me and knock me. But they didn't hurt me. But I was like a little brother there. I was like one of the younger people at the gym. It was, look, now keep in mind, Kim, this is 93. Gyms weren't like they are now, where they're everywhere and everybody was going.
Right.
There was hardcore gyms, and then was some health clubs, and that was it. This was a gym where bodybuilders went, and like regular people didn't go there.
Okay.
It was called Fitness World. Fitness World in Hawthorne, New Jersey. And a shout out to them not being there anymore, but still. That was my first gym ever.
Wow.
And I would get tans for free. Like, I would help clean up and stuff, and they let me tan in the back for free. Yeah, it was really cool. And they would call me Nails. I don't know why they called me Nails. That was my nickname there. Probably they thought I was tough because they beat the crap out of me a lot and they tackle me. But so I did that for years, and I stayed fairly lean and in decent shape. And then I met a girl and everything went to crap. And I wound up ballooning up to what you see in that picture. So this was, because you would wonder, why do I have like a powerhouse gym? Like I'm fat. Why do I have like workout clothes on? Because I was in shape before I got here.
Yeah.
So I believe I was still working out at the time, but obviously I still had a lot of body fat on me as well.
Right.
So from there, the girl went to crap after a few years, thank goodness. And I shot back down again. So I lost it all again. I got down to around the 160s again. Stayed there for many years. Probably lots of drugs at the time probably helped me stay at that weight. And I was going out to clubs 6 nights a week, 5 nights a week.
Oh my God.
Now, obviously, the drugs helped me do that, right? Like I couldn't do that normal. So I would dance a lot and I would be on my feet constantly. And, the drugs I did tended to speed up your heart rate. So, yeah. So I stayed fairly lean, even though I would go to like 7-Eleven at 3:00 in the morning, get like a big bomb burrito and eat it.
Oh
like,
God.
obviously, I wasn't taking care of myself. I mean, it's obvious. So after that, it was a lot more years of this. I always worked out. I always took care of myself to some degree, but depending on how I felt, I would eat more, gain some more weight, still have muscle, but have more fat. Boom, boom, boom.
Wow.
And then now I've leveled out because I finally learned all the things I needed to do for me. I was avoiding the things I needed to do for me, which was number one, I needed to go on an elimination diet and figure out what foods I could eat and what I shouldn't.
Right.
And from that, I learned that I can't have caffeine. Now, that's probably best because of the stuff I did, which is stronger than caffeine.
Yes.
So probably messed a few things up. So I shouldn't do caffeine anyway. But how much better my sleep got, how much better everything got, getting the caffeine out of my body and not having it anymore, it's been amazing. I miss regular coffee. I miss regular tea. Like I do miss that stuff, but not enough to feel crappy.
Yeah.
Because I could still have ice cream and that feels good. So I don't need that. But and then I stopped eating a lot of vegetables for the most part, except some cooked ones. And I've just felt better. I've also I do parasite cleanses at least once a year. That's helped a lot too with my skin and a lot of other things too. But as I've been doing all these things, my body has kind of leveled out to a point where before, the reason I'd go up and down, I would crave stuff like a lot of times. Like I would like, oh, I want Taco Bell. I want this or that. And I would overdo it. Now I know it was parasites that were craving that. Because ever since I killed the parasites, let it be placebo or let it be true, I don't crave that stuff anymore. Ever since I did the parasite cleanse. And there are literally parasites that will make you get headaches. You ready, everybody? So there's a parasite that if you try to diet, sometimes how you get headaches, like, and you're like, oh, I need to eat. That's actually a parasite urinating and causing you to get a headache. It's kind of gross, I know, but look it up. I don't remember what the parasite's called to tell you, and you'll get a headache and then you'll eat and then feeds the parasite. So a lot of symptoms you think are other things are actually lacking something, whether you're not taking it in or you can't process it and make a thing, or it's a parasite mold, or or you're sick. It's one of those things. Or rarely it's a genetic disorder.
Yeah.
Of some sort. Some people do have higher cholesterols naturally. Personally, unless it's 1,000, I wouldn't care, but I mean, I've listened to doctors that have talked about patients that have had 600 cholesterol levels and have been perfectly healthy at 90. So I don't know. I've read research where it says the older you get, the more cholesterol you should be making. and your liver makes that. And that's why once you take statins for any period of time, the function of your liver to make cholesterol diminishes. So you can never make the same amount of cholesterol you did before the statins. Because a lot of people's, make them feel better moment is it's a small dose.
Yes.
That's the first thing anybody on statins says when you ask them or they say they're on statins. They're like, oh, it's a small dose. And I tell people, well, I have a small dose of poison for you. Would you like it? It's only a small dose.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not going to gamble. That doesn't matter. There's a chance that it's going to do this thing. So that's why I don't suggest people even get on them. Because once you're on them for at least 3 to 6 months. Because the doctor's going to keep you on them and keep trying to convince you to stay on them. And by the time you go to the doctor for your appointment every 30 days, by the time you can get it to see him again, if you can see him, they're so it winds up being months you're on this stuff, and it's not killing you, but it's making your output less.
Yes.
Then you're going to have a real problem. Then when you get older, you're going to have a problem. So I wish people would understand that before they go jumping on those things just because they're close to a 200 cholesterol.
Right.
Again, if you follow me, you'll see I post videos from different people talking about things like cholesterol used to be 350 not that long ago, just in the 70s. Used to be at 350. And that was healthy.
Yeah.
And there wasn't as many problems. You could literally see the correlation of, if you look at a graph, and I'm not saying it's causation, might be correlation, but it could be causation. You see people's cholesterol going down and Alzheimer's going up.
Yeah.
You see the correlation in it right around the same time that it happened. And if anybody remembers the amount they were pushing how bad fat was back in the 80s, like around mid 80s, they were pushing hard. Here's a healthy breakfast: orange juice, toast with butter and cereal. Huh?
Yep.
Why? Where's the protein? Oh, the milk? Okay. No. Yeah. And then you saw all kinds of different diseases spike from there. I don't remember any of this. Again, I was a kid in the 70s, but I don't remember the amount of disease that people have now then. Cancer was around, of course. Heart attacks happened, of course. But Alzheimer's and stuff like that, so many people having it, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Where everybody was scared of it, like back in the day, people were afraid of quicksand. Remember quicksand used to be a scary thing when you were a kid? It used to be in cartoons and stuff a lot. Where's the quicksand? I haven't found any yet.
I haven't stepped in any yet.
No. I wish they would have told us more about the cholesterol than the quicksand in the cartoons.
Yes. Yes.
And again, they don't even teach you this stuff in school. You think minimum you'd learn about your body and how to keep it healthy, right?
Yeah.
Which would then make the draw on the medical system less, which makes it cheaper for everyone else.
Yeah. I mean, I can remember in school we did that food pyramid,
The one that's been changed 15 times since then?
For all the years we were in school, it was always that food pyramid. They don't even teach that to kids now. I'm sure it would be Taco Bell, KFC, In-N-Out, for their food pyramid.
At one point they turned it upside down.
Yeah. It's crazy. Even with the bariatric stuff, they've said, okay, you need to do this. You and I've talked, they wanted a certain BMI, all of that stuff. And, I told you that I don't even have a scale because I don't go on the number because I think the number is useless.
It is.
Matter to me. What matters to me is how do my clothes fit? How do I feel? And I told you when we first started doing this, and you're like, you need to gain a little bit of weight. Eating more calories is going to put on a little weight.
Let's say it right, Kim. You need to gain, not weight,
muscle.
Thank you. That's the problem with everyone. Is
Correct.
They count weight. It's not weight. It's lowering body fat.
Yes.
You don't want excess.
Muscle weighs more, so therefore we equate it with.
No. It doesn't. That's a lie. You know how they showed that big thing of fat and that little muscle thing?
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Interesting. Well, I can tell you that I have gained when I got, I lost 147 pounds. I had
Yes.
pounds back. And at 10 pounds, I was freaking out. And
Yeah.
I
Of
was
course.
crying and I was upset about why did
Yeah.
I'm gaining weight. But what I realized was that my clothes still fit. So, and in before, if I'd gained 12 pounds, I was out of that size and on to the next upper size. That has not happened. So I am equating that with my body being comfortable at this weight now, and the workouts and that kind of stuff, and moving more, which is not anything that I ever did prior to this.
Right.
Moving more and thinking about it more, I feel like my body has become accustomed to this weight. And that's all that the bariatric people have got, to say to us, is that you'd have to maintain. They want you to get to a weight where you're comfortable. And so, yeah, my body is actually happier and doing better, a little heavier than where they had wanted me to get to.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that BMI is now. I don't care. I don't care what the number is. My clothes fit. I'm happy. I still don't sleep great, but that has a lot to do with stress and that kind of stuff.
Oh,
But,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
In general, I feel much better than I did when I first lost all of the weight. So
you're less inflamed as well. You got to remember the inflammation. A lot of people, have you seen people, sometimes you come across them where thin arms, thin legs, and just belly?
Yes, lots.
And they're like, I can't lose weight. I can't lose this belly. That's because it's not fat. You're inflamed. You're inflamed, and you got to get that bloat. A lot of times people who have that feel bloated a lot. They feel like compression on their organs and stuff. It's because you're bloated from inflammation.
Right.
And you want to get cancer quick, stay in inflammation. That's how you're going to get cancer real quick.
Yeah.
You got a base going, neutral. You want to keep your body neutral.
Yes.
For the most part. You have stomach acids, but you don't want an acid environment everywhere else.
Right.
So that's big. That's big. And that's why I tell everybody out there, if you have like a gut that you don't like, you think it's fat and you're not losing weight, try an elimination diet. You might find that it starts to come down a little bit. And a lot of times also, you're not eating enough. And I know that sounds stupid. Like, how can I lose weight by eating more than I'm eating now? But there was a case study where a woman, I think she might have been in her 30s or 40s. I'm not 100% sure on that. She exercised religiously, I believe 3 to 5 days a week. Her nutrition was on point. She couldn't lose this little bit of weight that she wanted to lose. So they cut back her exercise and gave her more food and dropped the weight right off. Now, again, they didn't just say, eat some more. They gave her exactly another 500 calories or something. They measured it so they can do it scientifically. And yes, over the next couple of weeks, she lost weight. Your body, if it thinks it's starving, will hold on to weight.
Yes.
It will hold on to it. Now, if it starves enough, it'll eat everything else away too with the fat. It'll eat your muscle away, your bone density away.
Yes.
It'll melt all that away. And sure, guess what? That's all weight on a scale. Your muscle, your bone, water.
Yeah.
That'll make the scale go down. Sure. Is it healthy? No. So I want people to start saying, I need to decrease my body fat and I need to gain muscle. Or don't even say lose weight. Say, I need to recomposition my body. So when you recomposition your body, the scale's not going to change much. Now, that doesn't work if you're 600 pounds. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you got about 20 to 40 pounds you want to lose, right? The scale's not going to move all that much, but you'll lose body fat and gain muscle. That's ideal. That's what I wish everyone was able to do, was to lose body fat and gain muscle. Now, does it happen at the same time? Now, this is where it gets confusing for people. You cannot gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. I'm sorry to tell everyone. It doesn't work that way. So anyone out there who's losing weight, you're not gaining muscle. You might get stronger in certain movements because you're adapting to it, but you're not really getting overall stronger. Okay? The only way you get stronger is with calories and energy. And when you're dieting, you don't have that. You're having minimum.
Right.
Now, do you know what a basal metabolic rate is, Kim?
I would if you told me.
It's your basically what you need when you're not doing anything.
Okay.
So if you were to lay in bed all day, you still need this amount of calories to live, basically. Be healthy at least. So most people don't realize that that is about what they're taking in all day. So most apps are going to put you at 1,200 calories. Somewhere in there, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Right.
Somewhere in there. You're not gaining muscle with that.
No.
No. Unless you're 2 foot tall. You're not gaining muscle with that. It's not going to happen.
Right.
So when you do it right, you figure out what your basic calories is just to live. Okay? So if you're out of weight right now and you're not losing or gaining, that's your base calories. Okay? From there, if you want to lose or gain, it doesn't matter, add 500 a day or take away 500 a day. In theory, you should lose a pound a week just doing that, or gain a pound a week. It's not perfect, you know. Some people gain more, some people lose more, some people whatever. But 3,500 calories and 1 pound of fat. So 7 times 5 is 3,500 calories. So that's how you'll do it.
Okay.
So, but people don't do that. They eat their normal thing. They'll cheat on the weekends because they're really not happy with the way they're eating. Nobody needs a cheat meal if you're happy with what you're eating.
Right.
You may go have something you don't normally have, like cake or something. I happen to have chocolate every night, but I don't have a ton of it. I have a couple pieces and I'm like, oh, that was good. And I move on. You know? It's not the thing. The thing is not bad. We have to stop. It's very easy to blame everything else and not blame ourselves.
Right.
Okay? Don't blame food. There's shit nutritious food. Like there's nutritious and shit food. Yes. But the food isn't making you fat. That's not what's doing it.
Yeah.
So you can have whatever that thing. Hey, look, everybody's got a couple things they're like, I don't give a shit. I'm having that till the day I die.
Right.
Okay, fine. But get rid of all the rest you don't need then. And keep those couple things.
Yeah.
And you'll be way better off doing that because then you don't feel deprived. And you don't feel like you need to overdo it on the weekends.
That was one of the craziest things that you ever said to me, and it took me quite a while to take it in and to like kind of just embrace it. And you said that food's not the enemy, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Sorry.
It's all right. I swore too. It's okay.
Because to me, my whole life I've been heavy. I mean, my whole life.
Yeah.
I was, 4 years old. I've been heavy. And so to me, food's always been the enemy, no matter what it is. It was just always made me fat, and it had nothing to do with me. I mean, I was poor. Well, how could it be my fault? But clearly, right. It was just ingrained in me. Food is bad. Lots of food is even worse. And so food for me has always been the enemy. And it was you who finally said to me, food's not the enemy. Food's not the enemy. And I've talked with my therapist about it too. Food's not the enemy. That's not the problem. The problem was my lack of control at some point. The problem was my health at another point. And the problem was, other things that happened to me, medical things and whatever that happened to me that allowed these kinds of things to happen. And yes, I am to blame for what went into my mouth. After the death of my daughter, things like sweet things, M&Ms, for instance, they always made me feel better. they tasted better than regular food. So even when I was sick and I couldn't eat regular food because I was so upset, M&Ms went down just great, So they became like my comfort food. And so that was one of the first things I had to give up. I'm like, oh my God, I have got to stop eating a bag of M&Ms every day. That is just not good for me.
Yes.
But here, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was going to suffer whatever repercussions that was, but that was me. I made that choice. And so it's taken a long time to embrace that, but food is not the enemy. Food's not the enemy. Food can be very helpful in a lot of ways. It's helped me a lot. Nourishing my body and getting to a healthy weight where I want to be. And, then now when I go out to do things, I choose foods that I really will enjoy,
Right.
or, a rack of lamb or, whatever it is. And, I don't eat very much, but whatever it is, I don't eat fast food at all, but I don't just go and grab that, burrito because while I do love a burrito, that's not the food that gives me, what I need to be happy in my life and all of that stuff. So I choose foods. Now, there are times, as I told you, that I'm like, oh, I want this piece of cheesecake, and 2 bites in and I'm like, oh my God, I can't eat this anymore. But I'm not mad at myself for eating those 2 bites. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that was a big thing for me being Italian growing up was food was good. Food was family and love. And then everybody else is telling me food is bad. Don't have it. And I just got fat because you did not eat what was on your plate, right?
Yeah.
You ate what was on your plate. And if they said you want more and I said, no, that's not a good look either. And back then, not as many Italians do it now, but back then it was about food and you accept it and eat it. Because it was a time when you don't have food and we didn't have anything. So we have it now. So you're going to eat it.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that was, and that's what food should be.
Yes.
It should be families coming together. It should be people coming together, talking, debating, conversing while they eat and making it a social thing. Now it's like, oh, don't eat that. Don't eat it. This is bad. This is good. This is it. Blah, 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 blah. And all it does is confuse people. There's nutritious food and there's non-nutritious food. Have more of the nutritious and less of the non. It's really simple. Learn the foods that your body doesn't like and stop eating them.
Exactly.
And screw what Bobby's doing or Lisa's doing or everybody else. Let them figure out their bodies. If something worked for them, that's great. It might not work for you.
Yeah.
You got to figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
That what personal trainers are supposed to do. That's what's in the name. It's in the name, personal trainer.
Yeah, for sure.
But they don't. They just cookie cutter everything because it's easier.
Yeah.
They make apps and they sell books because it's easier than sitting with somebody for an hour and listening to their shit. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Because if you want to help somebody, you got to dig through a whole bunch of shit to get to the nuggets of gold. You really have to.
True.
They're not going to be forthcoming. They never, even if they're like, I'm ready, I'm coming to you, Mike, I'm ready to go. They're not going to be 100% honest with you. And it's not because they're hiding everything. It's just the way it is.
Right. Right.
And I'll have times where it's 5 months in and then they're like, oh, by the way, did I tell you this? I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. And I kind of needed to know that. That might be why that you're in the situation still that you are, because you didn't tell me that.
Yes.
I can't help what I don't know.
Yes.
So I don't understand trainers, how they're like, oh, these are squats. You should do them because they're good for legs. It's like, yeah, they're good for legs, but show me how to do them. Tell me the muscles I'm supposed to use. What am I supposed to feel? That's important.
Right. Which is something you're very, very good at. As this morning we discovered that I couldn't do this certain move no matter how hard I tried.
Well, we can tell everybody it's called a banded sidewalk. So you put a band around your shins and you basically walk to the side with your legs. Now, it's a glute exercise, right? So you're supposed to use your hips and your glutes, right?
Supposed to.
Everybody, and it's not just you, Kim. It's not like you're special.
Oh, good.
Most people do it at first. They'll creep their foot out. So the foot will go out and the knee will stay in, just so they won't use their butt, because it's harder. It's easier just to creep your foot out and go.
Yes.
Once I tell them how to do it, it's like they're learning to walk again a lot of times. They can't make that connection. And that's what everybody's chronic pain is. Unless you have an old injury, which even then, that can be fixed. I don't want to get too complicated, but if you have chronic pain, it's because you're not moving right. The minute you move right regularly, the pain goes away. That's the simplest way to put it. You don't need shots. You don't need Now, if you don't address it, can it get to the point of an operation? It could, of course. But if you catch it and fix it, no. Just like if a piece of machinery is moving wrong and it's wearing down something, if you catch it before it gets real bad, you're good. It doesn't wreck the whole machine. But if you don't catch it, that's why don't dull pain. You should never take stuff to just dull pain, get shots to kill pain. Now, I understand, I can appreciate. I've been in some painful situations myself. Don't dull pain. That's your body's only communication with you to let you know something's not right. And when you dull it, you're still doing the same thing and hurting the same stuff. You're just not feeling it.
Right.
So it might feel better up here, but it's not helping anything from the neck down.
Right.
Nothing.
Agreed.
And even if it's an old injury and you'd be like, well, I have an old injury, I got to deal with this crap. A lot of times your body and your brain will rewire your body around an injury after you've had it to where you move differently now just to avoid hurting it again. So you'll think, oh, I don't have full range of motion here, or I can't do this thing. Once you teach your body to do it again and your brain learns, hey, I could do that thing, it goes away. It goes away. Like I have people, I just started working with someone again that I had worked with before. She's an acupuncturist and I train her. And she is also an avid biker. And she mountain bikes. And she fell and broke her hip. Now, not her hip, her femur. Broke her femur. Now, you know how the femur's got a bowl at the top?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, under that bowl's kind of a little shelf, and then the long bone that you think of, the femur, comes out of it. Right under that shelf, a little down from there, is where she snapped her femur.
Oh.
And she did it in the middle of nowhere and had to get out of there herself with her bike. God bless her. I don't know how she did it.
Wow. And
drove herself home. But she hasn't seen me for a couple months. Obviously, they put a flat metal piece to hold the leg together, to hold the femur together. And so she's got 2 screws and everything in there. So she had to heal and let some stuff go around there. She did a little bit of PT, but now she's back with me. And obviously when she does that side, like a clamshell, again, a clamshell is you lay on your side and kind of open your knees up like a clam. Anybody who might not know it that's watching. On the good side, she was fine. She opened full range of motion. And was fine. Obviously, the other side she couldn't. Now she was doing fine about halfway up. She couldn't go anymore. So what did I do? I went up to her and I said, "We're going to pick your leg up more. I'm going to force it up a little bit more. But once we're at the top, I want you to tighten your muscle as hard as you can. Just tighten it. Try to keep it up there." Guess what happened the rep after that? She went up on her own.
Interesting.
So it's not all the trainers out there. If anybody out there who's watches people, trainers or anyone, demonstrate exercises and starts off with the one move that's going to help this pain. Do you have back pain? I got this move. Do these 3 things every day and you'll have no pain in your knee. It's bullshit. It's not true. It takes you learning to move right in different muscles so that you just move right. Now, it sounds like it may be complicated, but it's not.
Right.
Once you have to connect first. So you have to wake up the muscles. I'm going to simplify. You have to wake up the muscles, connect it to the brain, then integrate it into the rest of the muscles.
Yes.
And a lot of people just show you isolation movements. They're like, do this for the knee, do this for the this and this and that. Totally leaving the hips and the foot out. Like, all they do is strengthen around the knee. So they're like, you never want to have knee pain in your life. And they'll show you 4 moves that just work around the knee. Right? never addressing how's your foot, how's your ankle, how's your hip, are your glutes firing? I can't tell you the amount of times I've had people squat and they're like, oh, I got a pain in my knee. Force them to turn their glutes on and immediately the pain goes away.
Yeah.
I think that's happened to you.
It has happened to me.
So, and it's not a miracle. I'm not healing anybody. That pain is your body telling you you're not moving right, Kim. Fix something or you're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
That's what it's saying. And if you listen and fix it, it shuts up. Just like a baby crying for a bottle. Give it the bottle, it stops crying.
Right.
That's what you need. And then you know for the future, if I feel that, I'm not doing this thing.
Right.
You become connected to your body because we're too.
Yep.
We're not in here. What do we have to do next? What do I have to finish? Blah, 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 blah. We don't think the moment we're in right now, especially exercising, because damn it, I don't even want to do this. I got to take time out to do this shit. And I got all this other shit I got to do today.
Yep.
So the last thing you're thinking about is that.
Yeah.
And I can tell you from experience, I have a 6-client day where I'm in that gym for 9 hours by the time I'm done. And then I got to work out. That's the last thing I want to do. The last thing I want to do. But I force myself in there and I do whatever. But I never skip.
Yeah.
Unless I'm really exhausted or something really comes up or I plan it, I don't skip.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll listen to my body and I'm like, yeah, maybe not today. Because I haven't in the past and I've hurt myself.
Right. Right.
And then I was out of whack for 2-3 weeks. So then I could have took a day, but now it's 3 weeks because I didn't listen.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I love about you, I was heavy. I've been heavy my whole life. And obviously when I was heavy, I didn't use like probably 40% of my body. There were just things I didn't use. I didn't even know they existed. And you and I have spent so much time with the kyphosis because I walked hunched over every picture, even the one that you showed the beginning. You can see.
Yeah. Let me.
And I was, forever, like it just all blended. I didn't even know that my lats were separate from my shoulder blades and all that. And you and I have worked extensively on that. And just a few really painful exercises.
Now, you have to be a little more clear about what painful is, okay? There are different kinds of pain.
Yes, this is a good pain. I just didn't like it in the beginning because it's not anything I had ever felt before.
Right.
And I was resistant to it, but I bought the little nubbies and now I really kind of enjoy doing because I can feel those muscles now. But if I'd gone to a gym, nobody would have ever told me that. And I could have done all of these things and still never realized that all of those other muscles could be engaged and used. But you took the time and you knew how to help me fix all of that stuff. And by no means, you still occasionally be like, hey, shoulders back. We still have to do that occasionally. But for the most part, I am, 80%.
Oh, yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
I walked into your studio.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you were basically looking down. That's how hunched over you were.
Right. But that's just what it was. I didn't even know any different.
Right.
And occasionally you'll catch me kind of just reverting to that. But
it happens.
Have not slept well, have not eaten well, whatever, that those days where it just automatically goes to that. What's easy.
Yeah.
And so the other days when I'm on and I'm ready and all of that, I can make myself be more aware of what we've been doing and what it's supposed to feel like and how I'm supposed to be walking. And so none of this is easy. None of it is, none of it is by far super over hard. It's just like we've talked about, consistency and, the commitment to doing those things and,
yes.
Doing them not only with you, but on my own. And
quieting the noise.
Yes, definitely.
Because everybody, I run into it a lot. I'll give them 6 things They'll do 3 odd things and add 3 other things from something else and wonder why they're not getting results. Yeah. I'm like, because you're not doing the things exactly like I'm telling you. You come to me to simplify everything, and then they'll complicate it. And it's interesting. It happens a lot. It really does. It's like, you don't use me enough. Like, I'm like a lawyer on retainer. Like, you call me, oh, this hurts. Amount of times I said you should have called me and you didn't.
It's true. Yeah.
It's like, I'm here. Again, if I'm busy, I'm not going to answer right away. You're not bothering me.
Right.
But I feel everyone should learn their body and talk to someone that knows what they're talking about and help them to do that. Because you're never going to have problems again once you do that.
Right.
Once you fully open up, you don't have to have constant pain. Now, do I wake up sometimes? Do I move a certain way sometimes? Sure. I've screwed my body up. I've got stuff wrong, but I don't feel it 95% of the time. I don't feel it. I know if I move a certain way stupidly, I might feel it. I have 3 spots in my spine that look like Pac-Man, but I don't feel it. Most people, they have to go to chiropractor 3 times a week with that kind of pain.
Yeah.
And I had x-rays done, so I saw it. He pointed all 3 spots out to me. So I've been able to, for the most part, to, I don't want to cure it or just get enough muscle and decompression around it where I don't feel it.
Right.
And learn how to move where I'm braced properly. Again, your core isn't just to look good on the beach. I know that's what most people think the core is for, but it's actually to stabilize your spine. You know, that important thing with all the nerves going through it?
Hold your head up.
Right. And there's a lot more muscles than you see on the outside, on the inside, that actually brace that. And you have to learn how to use those.
Right.
If you don't want to have back problems. I work with a kid that has had scoliosis so bad, he's had tons of operations. He's got like Iron Man amount of metal in the top of his back, to the point where I can feel the metal, like I can hit it. Like I tried a gun on him when I first worked with him, and the gun just hit the metal. And I was like, I can't even do this on you.
Oh.
And his bottom part of him is twisted. That's how he is twisted this way and like this way.
Wow.
So one side is a little higher. So he's got so many problems going on. When I first met him, he looked like Quasimodo, like this. And his one shoulder blade was popped out this far on that same side. No more.
Wow.
But the kid used to go to physical therapy 3 times a week and got nothing. Nothing. And this is with him now. Keep in mind, I've tried to create my stuff with the knowledge that most people aren't going to do shit at home. Okay? I fully am aware of that. I don't like it. I wish they would. It will only make it better for them.
Yeah.
You know, you will get more out of the money you're spending. However you want to look at it, you'll get more out of it by doing more yourself. And now again, and you've said it plenty of times, if I had the money, you just trade me every day. I wouldn't care. And a lot of people would do that if they had the money. Hence, that's why movie stars and all them people look so good. That's why. They have trainers that work with them constantly. They have chefs. And they have great pharmacists as well.
Yes.
So never compare yourself to them, because that's not real.
Right.
So, wow, you know, we've gone 1 hour and 10 minutes already.
Wow.
Does it seem like 1 hour and 10 minutes?
Been working morning, because then, you know.
Right. Oh, I told you once we start talking, we'd have no problems. But yeah. I mean, I know we were originally talking about food wasn't bad, and we kind of went on a whole
well, we do that
thing from that. What I'm saying is, if people would learn about their bodies, okay, learn what it likes to eat and what it doesn't, and do at least a minimum consistently, you'll be all right. Now, your work it correlates right to your goal. So if your goal is to just be healthy, it's not that hard. It really isn't. Now, if you want to be really strong or have more muscle, then it gets a little bit harder.
Right.
But not hard. It's just more work. Now, I say hard, but it's actually just more things you have to do.
More things you have to do. Yeah.
It's not like it's like you're like I have like all the calculations floating over my head like the memes. It's not that.
No.
Consistency, showing up and being consistent are very hard for people.
Yeah.
The work isn't that hard. They may complain and not love it, but it's not really that hard. Especially when I start off with people, it might be challenging, but it's not super difficult.
No. No.
So I want people to understand that if you go to the doctor all the time, you're going to do a lot of doctor things. If you stay away from the doctor and get healthy, you won't do a lot of doctor things. I'm trying to simplify it. Like, right. If you want to go to the doctor, that's fine. I'm not telling anyone to do with their body, but I'm saying I rarely see people that go to the doctor a lot getting healthy.
Right.
Okay. I don't really see that a lot. I see people feel better for the moment, but I think it's this thing.
Yeah.
And it's not really that they're healthier.
For sure.
You know, if you don't feel pain, you don't think about something. You only think about something when it hurts.
Right. Exactly. Or if it's not working, or if it's, then you want to go fix it. So yeah, I know.
Right. I wish people would take the approach of, these are the nutrients bodies need. I got to make sure I get that. Here's the movement I need. I got to make sure I get that. Here's the sleep. I got to make sure I get that, which doesn't have to be 8 hours. We've discussed this too. New research shows that around 6 hours to 7 hours is enough. Yeah. You don't need 8 or more hours. It actually gets detrimental once you go past around the 7 hour mark. 6 to 7 hours is right at, it's like a U curve.
Yeah.
So it's like, here's like 5 and under, here's over 8, and right at the curve is about 6 to 7.
Yeah.
Me, I get around 6 and I take a nap. That works for me with my schedule and me. Some people can't take naps. I understand. You figure out what works for you then. If you can sleep 6, 7 hours straight, you're good. Don't sleep more than that. Even on the weekends, the one day I don't work on Sundays, I don't set an alarm. I still can't sleep past 8:30 or something. And that's if going to bed at 2 a.m. If I'm up watching something, I'll still get up.
Yeah.
So it's about 6, 7 hours is it.
I'm up at 5 every day. It doesn't matter. I mean, work days I get up earlier, but I can't sleep past 5. It's just no matter what I do. If I'm sleeping past 5, there's something wrong with me. I'm sick or something that's keeping me down. But I just get up because that's just what my body is used to. So
exactly.
I take a nap sometimes. Can't always do it, but I do like to take a nap sometimes.
Some people can't do it. They feel like crap. Like they weigh them, they're all out of it. See, me, as long as I keep it under an hour or about at an hour, and I set my alarm, and sometimes I don't even fully like I'm out. It's more of almost like a meditation for me. Yeah. Like I'll play somebody talking. Like I like listening to, I watch weird stuff when I sleep. Like when I want to take a nap, I'll put on like murder mystery stuff and like World War II things. I don't ask me why. My wife used to, every time she'd hear explosions, she'd like, oh, Mike's going to bed. So I'll listen to weird stuff, but I'm not really listening. It's more of just the voice. Because a lot of times the narrators are like English. So they're like, they have that nice English tone to them. And so I'll just do that. And I'll just kind of lay there, close my eyes. Sometimes I'll drift off. Sometimes I'll just lay there for an hour and just relax.
Yes.
It all does good for your body. Doesn't matter.
Right. Right.
Because stress will kill you faster than anything else.
Yep.
You know that very well too.
Yes.
So we'll start wrapping up a little bit because I don't want to go because I'll keep talking. We'll talk for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Easy.
And I have to go to work tomorrow, so I have to get up at 4:30.
Yeah, and I have to get up at 6.
There you go.
But my commute's a little easier than yours.
Well, that is true.
You know, once in a while I'll get an accident on the stairs where the dogs won't get out of my way, but
yeah.
Other than that, it's pretty good. So basically, if you guys like this, we'll do it again. I'm hoping this gets out and some people see because this will be up there. People can watch it later. Again, I'm going to put it out on a YouTube channel. So if you go on my website, if you missed any of it, you can go to my YouTube or Rumble and watch it there. And again, it should be on Facebook. I'm probably going to put the YouTube thing on my actual website at the end of it where the videos are, so people could just go there.
Okay.
But let me know, comment if you like it and stuff, and we'll talk about different subjects. We'll bring some things up. Let me know maybe if you got something from this, you learned something new. But yeah, we're just technically two fat people that are just trying to be healthy.
That's right.
You know, I mean, and again, just if you take away anything, take away this, everybody. Stop saying lose weight or gain weight. Start saying I need to keep muscle or gain muscle, and I need to lose excess fat. That's the thing, and that doesn't mean no fat. Fat is okay, especially on a woman. A little bit of fat is okay.
Yes,
it's perfectly fine. You need fat to function as a woman. That's why bodybuilders don't have their periods and stuff regularly.
That's right.
Because you need to be fat. Not fat, but you know what I mean. You need to. I didn't mean to say it like that. Oh, it's getting late now. You need to be fat. No, you need to have fat on you.
Yeah.
You need to have fat on you. So, and to be healthy, you can have fat on you. And yes, just like Martha said right here, and keep moving. Exactly.
Keep moving. Yeah.
Keep moving.
Keep moving.
And make sure it's the right movement, because too much of the wrong movement is going to hurt you just as much.
Right.
So again, that's where the whole learn your body comes in, and fix the things that need to be fixed, move better, and you won't have those problems. And if you are someone who's active and likes a certain hobby, you want to keep doing that until the day you're in the ground. Take care of your body.
Yeah.
That includes rest, sunlight, food, move.
Hydrate.
That's the new drug I'm going to be putting out on t-shirts coming soon.
Oh.
Realtech. It's the new drug coming out.
Okay.
The ingredients are movement, nutrition, sunlight, happiness.
Hydrate.
Not even happiness. Well, that goes under nutrition.
Yeah.
Not happiness, but love yourself.
Yeah.
You can be upset at times with yourself. You can want to change some things, sure.
Yep.
Don't hate yourself. You'll never get anywhere hating yourself.
No.
Everybody makes mistakes. Just remember that. People make mistakes. So do you. And how else do you learn? I've made plenty.
How we learn.
I could write a whole book on the mistakes I made just from running this business alone. I can tell you a bunch. If this Mike went back 11 years and saw the Mike that started the business, we'd have some disagreements, and we'd have some talking we'd have to do. I've learned a lot the hard way, but that's how you learn, right?
Right. Exactly.
I think one day this week, either my story on the page or something's going to be, you don't make a diamond without pressure on coal or something, like that's how diamonds are made.
Right.
So, yeah, you need pressure. That's why people have it too easy. Sometimes they aren't the best people.
Yeah, true that.
Need to struggle a little bit. Even kids need to struggle a little bit. They can't have everything handed to them.
Yeah.
Especially as they become teenagers. Not so much as a little kid. I understand that.
Right.
But at a certain point, they need to be told when they're wrong. Not everything out of their mouth is super deep.
Can't win.
Nope. You're going to hear shit from people. You're going to meet horrible people. This is all stuff that you're going to have to deal with. It doesn't have to change who you are, though.
Exactly.
Doesn't have to change. So, Kim, thank you for taking the time out
of course
to do this. Don't go anywhere when we get off.
Okay.
But again, if you like this, share it. Share the post, because I'm sure it'll go right up on the page once we're off. Once it processes it, you'll be able to share it. So, Kim, if you could maybe before you go to bed, if you see it, if it pops up on the page, just share it.
Yeah.
So that if people who couldn't come and see it, at least they get to watch it if they want.
Okay.
But like I said, it'll be up on those other platforms too. And I would love to do this even once a month. Jump on. I'll have a couple subjects. Maybe we can talk about some things. Maybe I'll have some videos we can put up.
Okay.
Discuss it. So then you're having the point of view of somebody who's a trainer and somebody who's not.
Right. Absolutely.
We'll call it the trainer and client hour. I don't know. That was dumb. But we'll think of a flashy name for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we'll try it once a month. But yeah, definitely let me know if you like it. And if you have questions or subjects that you'd like us to talk about or address, please message me or comment on this. I'll see it either way.
All right.
Again, thank you, Kim, for
Thank you.
taking the time out. Thanks everybody who was on here. At one time we had 4 people, so that was pretty cool.
Yay.
But yeah, thanks everybody. And listen, have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Bye-bye.